Thanks to everybody that's in here in our Dunkin Music Lounge. And those of you that are checking us out online, we appreciate you spending your time with us and this awesome conversation with someone who is, wow, dude, talented beyond words, multi-platinum, all the accolades that come along with who is going to stand or sit right next to me here in our Dunkin Music Lounge. Can we please give a round of applause? It's Rachel Platten. Where are you at, Rachel? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Have a seat, relax, chill out. You know what I mean?
Whoa. Hi, guys. Whoa.
It doesn't still surprise you when people
crazy.
smile and clap and enjoy your presence in a room, does it?
No. No, I'm kidding. I mean, it's delightful. I have like 2 toddlers at home, so it's like really nice when people are excited to see me.
I mean, listen, you've been doing so many amazing things for so long. And I want to start with where your heart is now and how full it is at this point in time in this chapter of your life.
It's really full.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of joy and a lot of gratitude right now for where I'm at. Yeah.
Okay, so
it's cool.
That's where we're creating, or where this album was created. It was from a place where you really felt, dare I say the word whole?
Yeah,
or
that's
as close
integrated.
To as possible?
Yeah, that's a great way to say it. Yeah. I mean, I think like I went through a lot. I've talked a lot about it. And after kind of looking at all the dark and looking in there and processing all the stuff that we push aside, you know, after looking at it all and using songwriting to kind of like explore it and transmute all that pain into art, I feel really integrated is the right way to say it, I think, because like I'm no longer like pushing down the bad and just trying to be empowering fight song girl. I'm just kind of like, that was just one side of me.
For
and
sure.
I'm really proud that it was in the world, and I'm really proud to be known for it. But there's a lot more to me, and I think it's cool to get to on this record, like share all of that.
That's a word that I was going to use later on in our convo is proud and pride, and finding that sense of self now, and to be brave enough to put those words to songs and speak them and sing them and watch crowds across the globe connect to them. As a songwriter, how powerful is that energy when you step out there on stage and you see like, wow, this is connecting?
It's amazing. I don't think it ever gets old. Like even if you had hits, it's still like when you put a new body of work out, it's still vulnerable. It's still the core of an artist of like, man, I hope what is so important to me resonates with other people. And even if I have a song called Set Me Free where I'm basically like, I don't give a what you think about me. Of course there's a part of me that feels that, and then there's also a part of me that deeply wants to know that like my vulnerability and my deepest truths are seen and heard, and I hope that I can be of service in that way. And so it means so much to see now audiences resonating with the new stuff and like singing them back to me. It'll never get old.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you want to chase that, you want to continue to do that, not because it's something that helps fill your tank, but because you see how it fills others' tank as well. I wish I could write a song. I wish I could feel that feeling also.
I think you feel it though, because you get to communicate in another way, right? And like,
it's true.
And bring joy to people through communication. I mean, there's so many ways to be of service in the world through entertainment, and like, I've just learned more and more lately that songwriting is what I'm here to do.
That's your superpower.
It's my superpower.
Yeah.
It's like my passion. It's what I'm obsessed with, and I live and breathe songwriting, and I just am so proud that, proud again. I'm just so proud that I get to use it to help.
You did so much as to entitle this album, I Am Rachel Platten. What does that mean? What does that title mean for these songs in particular?
Yeah. Well, as I kind of touched on, I think before, maybe the world knew this one part of me.
Yeah.
And it was a very empowered, hopeful side, and that is real, and that is true, and that is who I am. But there was always more, and I didn't know if it was necessarily safe to share the other stuff. I didn't know if people would want any kind of like pain or trauma or darkness from the fight song girl, and I was always kind of like, well, let me just continue to keep my fist in the air and like and smile and act grateful so that I can keep this thing that I've worked so hard for. Because I don't know if you know, but I mean, you probably have it on your sheet, but I've spent, a long time, 13 years touring around the country in a van, selling CDs out of my suitcase, to build up to finally having Fight Song explode, and so I didn't want it to go away. And so I was like, all right, let me just continue to double down on this thing and then be what my label told me I needed to be, and like be what I thought other pop stars were supposed to be like.
Conform to this, not a character, but conform to this one singular version of who I am.
Exactly. And what happened on this record was quite the opposite. I mean, I didn't really consider in my head at all what other people might need from me. It was so much about what do I need, and the songwriting was such a personal journey. It was so healing, and it was so therapeutic, and it was so empowering just for me.
It was so necessary.
It was so necessary.
Yeah. You start the album with the first track.
I am Rachel Platten.
Yeah,
right.
There we go.
Forgot to get to that part.
I'll Be Her is the lead track, and I mean it really talks to being deeply rooted in these feelings and these emotions. To go through that journey, to as you mentioned before, seek therapy and be willing to reach those dark spaces so that way you can find healing in them and then bring them to life. I just gotta say, I don't know if fun is the right word, but now that you were in the sense that like, how cool is it to know that you can reach those places and then bring them and show, the strength in being able to go there and to come out on the other end.
It's honestly the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. And I think that at my heart, I like to tell stories and like to share parts of myself, and I like to be vulnerable, and I do like to explore stuff that is kind of scary to talk about. I don't know what bone I have missing in my mind, like body, that I don't get that embarrassed about sharing really vulnerable stuff, but it is fun for me, and therapy is fun for me. My therapist's always like, no one else shows up excited. Do you guys like therapy? I don't know.
I mean,
you do. You like it?
For sure.
You like it too. Me too. I love it. I think it's the best. I get so excited. So I do think it's fun. I'm doubling down.
You're doubling down.
It's awesome.
Yeah, let's go. Therapy is for.
Let's go.
We're supposed to work that mental health muscle the same way that we wake up and do push-ups if you go to the gym in the morning, or jog or run and do those other things.
I feel off when I wake up, and if I don't take care of my mind and my body and my soul, like I have to feed all of it in order to show up and be just okay for the day, for my kids, for life. Like, I think that I didn't realize that there was nothing wrong with me in that way before. That like, we all kind of, I don't know, or that it's a muscle. I think is a better way to say it. I didn't realize that it was a muscle, and that like it's okay if I don't wake up with that joy, or that not joy, because it's not every day is not joyful, but just that okayness in myself, that acceptance of myself. Yeah. And I kind of thought that I didn't realize that I had to work to get there.
We all have to.
Yeah.
And to anybody who's watching this, anyone who's in the room with us here, just, understand that. I mean, I love that now we're in the space where we're able to talk about that. Let's go back 5, 10, 15 years where mental health awareness and speaking to therapists or getting that help was a little bit taboo. And now we're in a space where we have people who have been there successfully learning more about themselves and then turning this into a whole embraced sing along at a concert or putting the songs. I mean, it's just, you're helping so many people, whether you know it or not, just by what you do. So thank you.
Thank
Seriously,
you.
On behalf of anybody and everybody who's been going through it. One of the things that I did jot down here is that you were having the feelings like loads of success, but still felt a little unfulfilled. What is that like to, kind of be in that space? Because from the outside looking in, it does seem like everything is going off, honky-dory, and it's fine, but, having to work through that.
Yeah.
What is that like?
Yeah, you mean after my first record?
Yeah.
Gosh, I feel like we've all had tastes of it, where we have something that we set as a goal, and we're like, well, if I get this thing, I'll be okay. I'll feel better about myself. That, like, constant feeling of dis-ease will go away as soon as I achieve this thing. And I don't think it's just artists. I think it's human, because anything to be out of the moment, and I just, I don't know. I'd had this dream for so long. I chased for so long. I worked so incredibly hard. And like I said, I was touring all around the country and playing in living rooms and bars and like just really like doing everything I could in service of this one idea, because I thought, well, I think at the heart of it was I want to be of service. Mm-hmm. I love songwriting. Yeah. I'm a songwriter, and I want to share. But when I got there, and when I finally got everything I'd wanted,
just didn't feel
full. Well, no, but I think that looking back, probably most of the reason why not is because of what we said in the beginning, that like I was then trying to conform and change myself into something that could keep it.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh God, you know, now I have to act like famous or something, or now I have to like be really skinny and like wear short skirts, or like I have to have spray tans all the time and get Botox. Like, I'm not that. I'm like a hippie at heart, and I didn't like any of that shit. So I didn't know, and my music kind of changed. I don't know. I feel like I lost myself, and I'm really proud to have found myself again. It's the best.
Creating from that true sense of self is another reason why the songs will forever continue to connect. Is I think now more than ever as fans, we listen to music and we want that authenticity. You know, whether or not it's just a running up the charts bop, you know, pop song, but it comes from that person's true energy, or if it's something that's really introspective, we're connecting because there are so many different things that we can pull from and places we can go for what it is. We're choosing to be aligned with that real, and that's what you're giving. You're giving that real right now.
Thank you so much. I'm craving it. I don't know if you guys are. I'm craving more authenticity and realness from like all of social media and all of entertainment, and I just personally want it. It could be that I'm old. I don't know. I'm just so done with. I don't know. I'm just so done with like the pretending. I'm allergic to the superficial, and I know there's places for it, and like that's fun. And my daughters and I bop out to stuff in the car, and like it's super fun. Not everything needs to be so deep, but at the same time, I personally am hungry for it and looking for it more and more. And so I chased it, and I wanted it.
Let's talk about the sounds of this album, because there are just like some, you know, there's some pop, you know, there's some ballads, but there's like some blues and R&B, and you know, I mean, there's all of that. Where do all of these sounds come from? Where did you find, you know, these different genres to make Rachel Platten's very own?
Yeah, I think some of them are surprising. I think some of the influences feel for my fans and for the public. It's like, whoa, you took a turn on this. Well, that's what I listen to, honestly. Okay. I listen to a lot of gospel music, a lot of Americana and folk, and like a lot of indie rock, and it's just what I like. I actually don't listen to pop music, so it's so funny that I was in the pop market. I wasn't what I was listening to personally. So it's A, it's what I've listened to, and then B, my mom's from Tennessee. Okay. I have Southern roots. I made the record in Nashville. And wait, by the way, someone will fact check me. My mom did grow up in New Jersey, but she's originally from Tennessee. Got it. Yeah, so I'm good.
So you're good with that.
Yeah, my like grandma, whatever. Shut up. So anyway, yeah. So I'm Southern.
You're Southern.
For sure.
Own it. There you go. Biscuits and gravy.
A quarter Southern. Yeah, and I think that I don't know. I think like I've said it a lot, but I think right now what I'm interested most in is like the songwriter community and the songwriting world, less than the pop, popular stuff. And I am hungry for those kind of organic sounds that fuse that roots gospel blues stuff, and it is what I grew up listening to, plus Motown. And so I don't know, it wasn't so intentional like how I wrote the songs.
For sure.
Some of them were by myself in my studio and just on my piano, and I was really intentional even when I co-wrote them, that I didn't want anything produced by anyone. I just wanted it vocal and piano, the whole entire record.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, that's impressive. Yeah.
Well, I just feel like you only know if you have a good song if it's you and one instrument and it's good.
Got it.
And also I'd had the experience on my second record, Waves, that I made on Columbia, of going into these songwriting sessions with like the biggest songwriters, and then them working up the song and sending me their their production.
What they felt.
And then it felt like you can't say no to Ryan Tedder's production of your song, but it might not be what Rachel Platten's sound is, you know?
Totally.
So I had all these different people's sounds, and I didn't have my own.
Yeah.
So that's why I really wanted to keep it just piano and vocal, and then figure out with producers. Only one set, like I have two producers who did the whole entire record with me. We produced it together. Right. Jason Evigan, Gian Stone, and I. We went down to Nashville, and we took 3 weeks, and we got the best band possible. We have Aaron Sterling on the drums. And
you guys just like hunker down in an apartment somewhere?
Yeah, with Jason's house in East Nashville. And we got the band behind Golden Hour, and they were just amazing. And like getting to explore and bring them just my piano vocal songs. Then we could create together what is the sound, and I could lead the band like I used to back in New York City. And like, it was just so good. And then it naturally kind of came together. to sound that way because those are the players. And I think the best thing you can do as a producer is just let talent shine.
Wow, no, that's truly powerful. I mean, to know that these ideas just came from a natural spirit. I was getting Calm app vibes with bad thoughts. I wrote that down here on my note. But I was like, again, Slow December was like,
yeah, that's because there's a meditation. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, but to know that that's the space that you're in, and you were so able to let that bleed through the album.
Yeah, I didn't really have any judgment on what any of it was. And honestly, with Bad Thoughts, it was originally called "Listen to This If You're Having a Panic Attack." Which I thought was like a little heavy for Spotify.
It might not have worked.
I don't see that climbing the charts per se. But that was the intention. I was like, well, I suffered with that, and I want to, and I'm through it, and now I want to like kind of reach a hand back into the darkness and be like, hey, if you have anxiety, and breath work really helped me. Let me kind of sneak it into a pop song.
I'll tell you what, fam. On the train ride over the past couple of days, as I've been taking a deep dive into the album, I don't know if you intended for, you know what I'm saying, for a young black man to shed tears on a train, but damn, I mean, just because of all of the emotions that you were hitting on, it was just like I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, this is really like impressive stuff because it is finding its way into my life and to connect. And really, I'm thinking to myself, like, I use deep breathing exercises to help calm my nerves a little bit. And I'm like, whoa, okay, so track number, so like you just nailed it. It's really cool to know and have this conversation that it's just who you were throughout this album and it's resonating with me.
That's so awesome
honestly.
To hear. Thank you so much.
Heck yeah.
I know I can feel how real you're being, and I think that the thing about it is like this stuff is human.
Yes.
It's not one gender or one race or one age group. Like some people that interview me are like, oh, so you wrote this for like white woman going through a midlife crisis. I mean, they actually, no one has said that. But like,
I know what you mean.
But like, I feel like that's, and I'm like, you would say that, but the thing is that this is human stuff. We're living in a really anxious time.
Yeah.
And like, all of us have anxiety. Yeah. All of us are freaked out. All of us are looking around and being like, are we okay?
Yeah.
And I think there are artists that are incredible that serve us to just lift us up and dance and like forget that stuff in that way. I'm not one of them. I'm a songwriter and a storyteller, and I want to address the dark. And so that's, I think, my job. And I think it's human. You know, I think like, sadly, even teenagers and like 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds relate to Bad Thoughts. I've gotten messages from moms being like, my daughter has panic attacks. She's in 6th grade. We listened to your song Bad Thoughts, and she learned breath work. And like, I don't know. So I'm not surprised it reached you. I'm really grateful it did, but like, it was my intention to reach you specifically.
Thank you. Yeah, I felt it.
And the A-Train, rock on.
Yeah.
What's up? Shout out.
Let's talk Mercy. You just brought this song to life on GM frickin' A, yo. As we look and we see the stained glass windows and I'm even thinking about, the big chorus and what's it like to see that particular song or to feel that particular song live and in its element?
Man, that one is like. Also, I've just noticed that my whole team has left, and I'm wondering, is that
like we've heard this before?
Boring? Like what the hell is Did you guys notice? They're like, yeah, fuck this. Sorry, I swore.
That's okay.
Okay. Singing Mercy was, it's the best. It's the best. I love singing that one. I feel like some version of me that I always wanted to be. Like, first of all, I don't mean to brag because I'm not really that kind of person.
Go for it.
But man, I can sing.
You can sing.
I didn't know that I could sing. And
Rachel, you can sing, girl.
Sing. I mean,
yeah.
I know. Yeah. And I didn't know. It wasn't like I'm a songwriter, and I always think my voice is nice and I can share songs that I write, but I can sing, and that came only after the birth of my daughters. Like my voice changed. So if you go back and listen to my records, you guys should do. I mean, you don't have to, but highly suggest.
Yeah.
The voice is different, and I'm curious if the audience listening hears it too. Like there's a soul and a depth and I think it's the same integration of the dark and light that is, and also I just think that like pregnancy expanded my rib cage, so maybe my diaphragm dropped. I don't fucking know, but
something happened.
But something happened. So when I sing Mercy and when I sing it on TV,
you feel it differently. Yeah. Lord.
And I don't know if you noticed, there's a church backdrop on because I really wanted to take people to church. And
and you're doing it.
Nice Jewish girl taking you to church. That's what I do.
Well, let's talk mom life a little tiny bit here because I mean it's a different like you said, it's a different sound, it's different feelings, different emotions. Being a mom and being that amazing example What is that like to not only be an example for your very own, but others? Looking out into the crowd and seeing moms and daughters, dads and sons sing along and rock out to your song.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so sweet. My daughters are like, my oldest is really not a fan, but my youngest, she rides hard for mom.
Yeah.
Like, my oldest is like, I want Chapel Rowan. And I'm like, and my youngest is like, no, wait till Platten.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what's up, Sophie.
That's what's up.
You're getting all my money. Yeah.
Are you guys preparing for as we creep into spooky season, like Halloween?
Spooky season.
Yeah, do we have all that stuff set up? Are we doing matching costumes? Are we doing group costumes?
My husband and I just looked at each other and we were like, we have to nail it this year. We sucked last year. Like,
What was
we
it
gotta
last
do better.
year?
Nothing. We just like threw together. You know, it's so embarrassing. We threw together like, we didn't plan anything, so we just were like, should we be Indiana Jones? Because we have cowboy hats. I know, we suck. I know. Actually, that's not true. He was that. I was a Princess Fairy Queen something.
There is no cohesion. No cohesion.
No cohesion.
No.
And this year, we're determined to nail it. Oh, but 2 years ago,
Okay.
we were. Do you guys remember when like the Tiger Lady, the show?
Oh,
what was
yeah.
it called?
Yeah, Tiger King.
Tiger King.
Yeah.
Oh, please put up in the video the picture of my
We're gonna find
family. My husband was the Tiger King.
Okay.
I was Carol. Is that
Okay,
her name?
Carol Baskin.
Yeah,
Yep.
and my daughters were tigers, and like it was.
There we go. Let's get back to that energy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's get back to that energy.
Yep.
I'm gonna throw it out there.
That's
maybe,
what I'm bringing this
maybe
year.
you guys do like a, double dare teams. You know what I mean? Red team, blue team.
Oh.
Nicola, that could be a thing.
Is that back?
Kind of, sorta. I mean, there's always something awesome about nostalgia.
Do you know what would be great if you guys added into this lounge?
Let's go.
Slime.
Wow.
Right?
Man, I don't know if Dunkin will go for that.
I think they would. Goo. It could be goo.
No, Rachel. Oh my gosh! As we creep into, again, not only
Spooky
spooky season,
season.
but 2025. I want to look ahead as we put a bow on this convo.
Okay.
When are we going to get these songs on a stage? Are we hitting cities across the country? Are we starting to think about how a live show and a tour is gonna play
That's
out?
exactly where I'm at. I'm like trying to put it all together now. And yeah, we have plans. I'm going to head out in 2025, early 2025, January and February, March, and we're getting all those dates set right now. So the tour will be announced pretty soon. Yeah. So keep up with me and come. I think they're going to be, I reached out to my fans actually. I've never done this before. And I was like, no, I mean, I've reached out to them.
Yeah.
But I was like, I've never
I
talked
don't
to
talk to my fans.
Who are they? And I was like, how do you guys want to experience this record? Because this record feels a little different. Yeah. This isn't like a big, like, whip up the Mack truck and, like, bring it all in with heavy production. Like, this is making you feel deeply. I'm hearing from you guys that, like you said, you're crying and you're feeling, and this is giving you permission to feel things that you might not have felt before. And how do you want to experience it? And almost overwhelmingly, all of them were like, please, small venues, please sit down.
Wow.
Please, like, I was like, tissues? You guys need tissues? They were like, yes. And I was like, you want journals?
All that, yeah.
Yes, please.
The
So
paisley print rugs.
yeah, like rugs,
Yeah.
candles,
Alright.
time to connect. We're gonna like talk a little. I'm gonna tell stories behind the songs. I'm gonna go with the cello and my drummer Craig, and like I think that we're gonna keep it pretty intimate for this first one.
Yeah.
And then we'll go with the bigger, proper.
Because
like,
you're going to need the space in these venues because people are going to be mad that you're only making it available for like 3,000 fans. Like there's
Yeah.
going to be, you're
Yeah.
going to need more seats.
Yeah.
So we'll
Well,
scale
well,
it
I
up.
don't know. I mean, I haven't toured in a minute. Like, I don't know if they'll be mad. They'll be like, who? the
No,
fuck am I
Rachel, we are.
Thanks,
are here for
Maxwell.
you.
I appreciate
We're
that.
going to manifest that, fam. Just
Thank
one thing
you.
as you put this tour together, make sure there is a choir with you when Mercy comes to life because I just feel
Wasn't that
energy.
choir? Do you know who that choir was I had with me
No,
yesterday?
tell
And then
us.
we'll tie a bow on this
right,
conversation.
go- yeah.
See, I could be a radio guy.
See, you
Yeah.
don't take my job now.
I like tie a bow.
Yeah.
I like tie a bow. Okay, Taylor Swift's backup singer Melanie,
Okay.
and Beyonce's backup singer Kay,
Damn.
and then my dear friend Tiger, who also plays the cello. But like, that was my backup singers on Good Morning America yesterday. That's why they were so clutch.
Well, but here's
Yeah.
the thing. They're there for you because what you have done for the music space, which you have created as a singer-songwriter. Like people like that don't just show up
Thank you, man.
just to be there. So let
That's
that be
true.
something.
That's true.
Yeah,
they could
show
have done
like-
other things.
They could have done so many other
That's
things here in
true.
New York City.
That's
They're
true.
there for you, like the fans. We will be there for you when this tour jumps off. The album is already here. Already
you.
seeing these streaming numbers going crazy.
Thank you.
It's who you are. I mean, you literally titled it. I am Rachel Platten. Thank you for being you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No,
Maxwell.
serious business.
Thank you.
You guys run these stream numbers up, please. Do whatever you got to do.
Run 'em up.
because, Yeah, run them up
Run 'em
because
up.
she is a true gem, but we all know that. So one more time, can we give her a round of applause here at our Dunkin Music Lounge?
Yeah, thank you guys.
One and only.
Thanks
Rachel
to my
Platten.
team for coming back
Yeah,
in the
thanks
room.
to the team.
Super appreciate it.
Hey, you guys, peace out.